Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today I went in the hill country and did a little video on buck bedding in hill country. There's a really good example of buck bedding in here. I wanted to show that to you guys, and I ended up finding a shed in it, so it's going to be kind of a neat video. So if you're interested in hill country, this is a really good one to watch all the way through. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, here we go. Okay, I want to show you guys some of this bedding in hill country. I'm standing on top of a big ridge here. You can see what's unique about this ridge. It's a little bit thicker than the rest of them. You can see it's pretty hairy down in through there, as opposed to this ridge over here. It's pretty open, and off this ridge there's these little fingers, and right here is one of the fingers. And then we'll go down there and I'll show you what a bed will look like. You can just see down through here there's layovers and these green briars. Pretty thick ridge. Hard to get in here without making a lot of noise. But now let's go down here off this little point and take a look. So as I was walking down this ridge, you know, I'm only probably 20 yards from the top. You'll notice there's a really good path a third of the way down the ridge. You can see it coming from this way also, all the way up through that ridge. So that is typically the path you'll see a buck working on the leeward side. So if say the wind was blowing, they would use this trail when the wind was blowing over the ridge this way. The thermals will be coming up. There's a creek down there. Thermals will be coming up, and it would mix right here in this area with the prevailing winds coming over the top of the ridge, and then here would be your tunnel, right where the deer are running. Well, I just took 2 steps off the trail here. I think that's a shed antler. Let's go look. It is definitely a shed antler. I have the other side of this shed at home. Good 10-point frame. It's probably a younger deer this year. Pretty thin, but that'll be a good one. Now let's go down and I'll show you guys where I believe these deer are bedding on this ridge. So pretty cool find. So if you look, that path is right up there that I was just explaining. There's another secondary path that's going to meet that path up there that goes down and down on this ridge here. So what that buck is doing is I assume he's bedding down here. We'll go look and see if we can find a good bed. He's coming up and he's taking this little side trail up to the top of the ridge, and then he goes out into the cornfields in the evenings, or the crop fields, whatever the case is. So let's go and look for his bed now. So I've actually found this bed in the past, but I'll show you guys anyway. There's just a point that comes off of the ridge here. That's the top of the ridge. I found his shed right there. There's that trail that's two-thirds of the way up. And down on this point, it gets kind of thick, and there's some layovers and whatnot. And then you can see right here is a buck bed. And he's been in here recently. If you look, there's some hair. And then what gives it away is obviously you can see there's some where he's chewed on that stick and rubbed his antlers on it and stuff. So this is where I find beds out here in hill country. And then there's obviously a path that goes out of it that way and up, and there's one that goes right through there. So I imagine if I look, there'd probably be one there on that little ridge. There's a rub right there. So that's kind of where I tend to find good bedding in hill country. So you got to find these areas, and then typically you're going to hunt, you know, on the ridge up there, 2/3 of the way down. So pretty good shed antler. So coming out of this bed, I've noticed that there's a rub line coming out of it. There's one there. There's one there, and there was one down by the bed. So this may be the path he takes to come out or come in. I don't know. I got to figure that out. I may throw a trail camera up and see when he's coming in and out of this place. The more I hold this antler, I don't think I have the other side of this thing. This one seems a little bigger than the one I have. The one I have is definitely a 5-point side. I can't remember which side, if it's the left or right, but I don't think it was as big as this side. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I'll find it. So I'm back at the deer bed here, and that buck bed is actually right there on the other side of that little knoll. And then there's beds on this point right here. There's also a bed right here. You can see there's a lot of hair in this bed here. So when you're in hill country here, it is really good to try to find the closest bed to where you want to stay at, because obviously if that buck is bedding down in there or up here, he's going to be insulated, you know, from predators coming down this creek, and then obviously predators for coming in the top. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of looking and seeing up on this ridge what I could get away with, and there's a tree right up in there on the other side of that crooked one. I'm thinking would be pretty good. He would come up around and in. I could come up that other side and get up in there real quiet. It's going to be tough, but I think that's where I got to be to meet him at daylight. So I'm going to go up there and look real quick. I may actually throw a camera up just to see if he is going this way in the evening, or what I'm guessing is he's coming in the evenings. He's coming out of his bed, going up, walking the ridge down to the cornfields, and then in the mornings he's probably coming back down the creek and bedding. But I don't know. He could be going out that way, in and out that way. But I'm hoping he's going up there. Let's go take a look. Okay. In these big woods, there's typically all kinds of good straight trees, but I'll probably get in my saddle in this one. And the good thing is I don't really want to get real high, because I'll be really skyline for them down in there. Now early season, obviously, they're not going to be able to see me up here. You can see all the small trees and stuff down through there. But I got to get a kind of a north or a west wind. Or I guess I could hunt it on a straight north would probably be better, coming out that way. And then I could get up in this tree, and then the trail is only about 15 yards down the way there. Not quite on top of the ridge, but I'm up far enough to where I don't think they'll hear me coming in here if I be real quiet. So that's kind of how I was going to set up. And all I did was I went down there in that last bed I found, which is probably 70 yards or so, and got in the bed and looked for a tree I thought was doable. Now this particular spot, you can't always get this close in hill country, because a lot of times ridges are really open. Like you can see that one up there is really open, whereas this one will be really thick this fall. So what I'll do is I'll come in, there's a path that goes all the way back in here. It's about a 2-mile walk, but I'll probably come down that side of the ridge and then come up through here. I'm probably going to mark this area on my Onyx so I can remember. Okay, that tree I was going to set's right there. Here's that path to a third of the way down, and then I just put a trail camera about a stick high in that tree. Starting to rain now. It'll be interesting to see what this looks like come October.